What up, everybody? My name is Arnoldo, here with my friend Arnulfo. What up, bro? How you doing?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing well, dog. Another episode recording at caught Offsides, man, covering Liga MX Femenil.
That's right. Yeah, we took a little hiatus.
Yeah, man, lots going on, lots of
Back.
stuff going on. But we're back. It's the league's back after that FIFA break that they took with the national teams. Um, and we have really good games to talk about, games to look forward to for this upcoming match day. Is it 16, if I'm not mistaken, as
Yeah.
we get close to the end of the season. So let's dive right into that. So recap of this past games, man. We had Chivas Pumas, really important game for the standings.
Yeah, Chivas. I thought, and I was hoping that they would at least tie, but they ended up winning that game. Licha scored, of course. What else is new, right? Water's wet.
Dude, she is not like, she's fearless, bro. Like, I saw the goal that she scored. I didn't catch much of the game. I read a few things online as it was being tweeted out, but that goal that she got on that corner kick, just fearless in the box. Like, she's just more physical than anybody in there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, she knows how to position herself.
And
Uh,
she scored her 14th of the season, so
14
she's running away with it.
Well, I mean, no, Charlena's right behind her. She has 13, so we'll see how these last couple games go. Um, and then Mayor is in there with 11. So it's not.
Uchenna got that hat trick, so she bumped up to 10.
Yeah,
But in that game, man, some of the things that, like, Chivas, some of the things that I like, after watching some of the highlights, is they're always going to be pushing the tempo, right? Like, they have a really young team. They typically are a fast-paced team. So pushing that tempo and getting those opportunities is key for them, because having someone like Licha Cervantes up top, you got to take advantage of that. But they went down in the scoreboard first with a Pumas team that was not as good as them collectively, but we're putting up a good fight, and Chivas had to come back and secure the win to maintain themselves in that race and contention for the either second place or third place.
yeah. And people don't talk about their defense. I think they have the number one defense as far as goals allowed. So,
Goals allowed, absolutely. They've only allowed 6 goals, bro. That is incredible.
yeah,
Everybody else, I mean, some of the bad teams are like above 20, but the good teams, Monterrey has given up 12, Tigres
yeah.
has given up 10, America 13, Pachuca 17, and Pumas, funny enough, they've only given up 14 goals. So
I think Pumas is an up and coming team, man. I don't think they're too bad. That's why I when they went up, I was like, okay, they might win this. They might pull it out.
well, they got
Uh,
Dinora Garza. I'm a big fan of her game.
and But nah, Chivas has too much firepower. And I didn't see Caro Jaramillo. I don't even think she was made the trip or was on the squad.
Was she hurt?
That's what I was wondering. I haven't seen anything about it. Like I didn't look too much into it. I looked at the starting squad before the game started, and then I looked at their bench. I'm like, oh, that's weird. She didn't make. She's not on the team. Um, she must be. I don't see why you wouldn't have her on there, but it worked out for them either way.
Yeah, but like I said, luckily enough, they pull off the dub. They were able to stay in contention there in third place with 37 points. So that win was really important for them, especially with Tigres winning, which is moving on to another game that we had this weekend, which was the Rayadas Cruz Azul game, La Super Líderes, or
Yeah.
Líderes, I'm sorry.
There a couple weeks ago, it looked like, oh no, other teams have a shot at catching them, but they had a little hiccup. They tied and then they lost, but then they're right
And
back.
it wasn't even their best game, dude. Like, they struggled a little bit. Cruz Azul, came out to compete. Rayadas ultimately is a great team. So with substitutions that they make and, the adjustments that the coach Eva Espejo has made, allowed them to get the victory 3-1. But it's something that, at least from my perspective, I thought Tigres eventually was going to catch up. And I think I tweeted out but it doesn't look like Rayadas is losing a beat, and they're the favorite in the play or going into the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean they have a great team. They have 51 goals, which is 9 more than second place Tigres. Their defense is good. Their defense only allowed what you said 12, right?
12 goals, man.
Oh, so their defense is good. It helps when your central can score like she's a forward.
Dude, she leads the league amongst all defenders and goal scorers. Like she's nearly like cracking 40 goals. And there's a lot of attackers that don't even have that mark, bro.
She has 7 alone this season.
Yeah, I mean, her physical presence alone, bro, but she's got, leadership ability. She's definitely the anchor of that defense, and any set piece or any time that they're allowed able to get forward, she's really important in the box because she's gonna get up there and either get a header or just be in the area or in the box to take advantage of her physical presence.
Yeah, but I mean, they have a complete team, not just her. I mean, they have 3 of the top 10 scorers. Montevalles,
Yeah.
he has 9, I think.
Yeah, and she's a Liga MX Femenil legend, man. She's all time leading scorer.
And then Birkenroad has 7.
She
So
that has been surprising to me because she's got like an unorthodox type of game.
yeah,
She's tall. She's works more as retaining the ball in possession, so the players can have the movement to go up in possession. So she's had a couple of great shots from outside the box where she's able to has scored. So I think this season she has been able to showcase a lot more of her technical side of her game with some of the goals that she scored. But overall, Monterrey has been incredible, which has a lot of reason as to why she's been able to score goals. A lot of help in the midfield, a lot of dynamic players. So it's like I said, they're the favorite to win it all. Cruz Azul, in that game, put up a fight at the beginning, and thought we were gonna throw the Rayadas team off, but they came back. They're fierce, and they want that championship again.
yeah, they want to go back to back. Yeah, and I watched it. Like I said, the first 20, it looked because it looked really good, and at certain other points in the game, but uh, I believe they opened up the scoring too. So they Monterrey was down 1-0, and then Capitana did what she did.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I even we tweeted out a uh, a meme of her, and she gave us some love for it. We put the Thanos, fine, I'll do it myself. And she gave us a little wink, so she knows what's up. She knows she's like, I guess I got to do this.
Dude, that's one of the coolest things. Like, I've gotten some things that I've tweeted out either from my personal account or some like things that you've tweeted out, and on our Offsides account on Twitter. Some of the things that I really think it's like awesome is that like some of the players that don't speak English, like will like the tweet or like engage in like a comment here and there. I'm not sure if Rebecca Bernal speaks English. I would assume she has some understanding by dating Janely Farias.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
So that's pretty cool that she was able to respond to you on her account.
I mean, and then everyone knows Thanos, so
Yeah.
and everybody knows that scene, so I'm sure you know it was pretty easy for her to get.
Yeah, man. So you think they go back to back?
I do, I do. Yeah, I mean,
They're the most complete team.
yeah, it's crazy because for my money, I think Tigres is a more complete team,
You think so?
but
How so?
I don't know, maybe because I like their players more. Like, I think maybe she gets a lot of love, but I think Ovaya is probably one of the most underrated players in the game. Like, I love watching her play, whether she has a ball at her feet or not. Like, just watching her move around.
She's a lot more I've paid attention to her recently because she's had a great season this year. She's fierce. Like she's like, she talks a lot. She's a hard competitor. But that's the next game we're moving on to, that Tigres game versus Santos, perdón, which started off pretty good with that golazo from Peraza from Santos.
Yeah.
Tigres was struggling. It seems like the teams that are not projected to do so well against Tigres are doing really well. It's like they're having their best games. Last game against Querétaro had a great game. And Tigres just could not score. And this time around, they struggled in the first half with Cinta Peraza scoring that beautiful goal from outside the box. She's their most talented player. I honestly surprised she hasn't moved
For
teams
long,
yet.
though.
What'd you say?
I said maybe not for long.
Yeah, I predict she'll be, moving teams, especially with,
Well, I
maybe.
heard something today.
Oh, did you about
Yeah,
her? Well, share, dude.
she might be going to Coapa.
Really, man, you
Yeah.
guys are just coming after everybody. You guys took a while to get going as a women's team in the league.
Well, because that same rumor is that Danny's probably gonna be gone.
Who is?
Danny Espinosa.
Really?
Yeah, but she's not playing a lot.
And especially when Alison comes back, she's gonna be not required.
Yeah,
But
but we're gonna head ourselves. Let's go back to the Tigres game.
yeah, absolutely. So Peraza to America, my boy Arnulfo is calling it right now. With some
No, I'm not calling it. I saw it, and I don't remember the Twitter account, so I can't give him credit.
okay, never mind. He's not calling it. Retract. Okay, so that Tigres Santos game, were you able to catch it, dude, or any highlights?
I watched the whole game. I rushed from the gym to come watch it. I mean, I honestly thought Santos played better than them the first half.
Yeah, they did.
I thought Santos played. You know what I liked about him? A lot of people complain about the less talented teams parking the bus against the dominant teams, and I don't think they did. I thought that they defended with all 11 players whenever the Tigres advanced. But as soon as they got the ball, they all went forward, man. I was really impressed. I really enjoyed that game.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. That first half, Tigres struggled. It almost seemed like a repeat of that, like I mentioned, that Querétaro game. Santos was just moving the ball, not parking the bus, connecting on some good passes. We talked about the golazo from Peraza. She was very highly involved in the playmaking of the team. So it was tough first half, but second half, Tigres came back more energetic, willing to attack, and we had a great display by Uchenna Kanu, who got her hat trick and got to 10 goals in the season for first season in Mexico. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, it's all their front players played great. The only one that you didn't really see much of was Mia. She kind of was a non-factor this game,
and she was subbed out too. I think honestly, she's struggled to adapt to the game that they're trying to play. She's looked better with the new formation and playing a more of a 4-3-3. But with Uchenna sliding over to that right side, so maybe a 4-2-3-1 essentially. With me on top, Mayor behind her, Ovalle on the left, and Uchenna on the right. So has looked better, but I don't think she's reached the potential that she truly has. And you can tell, like, the physical aspect, the run she makes, the movement, she's got it all. But there's a little bit of the technical side that I feel like it's missing, like the 1-2s. And I think that honestly comes to the foundation of American soccer, like the difference between American soccer and some of the other countries that play soccer with a lot more technical ability. At least in my opinion. So I feel like it's that has to do with like her adaptation for the season, as opposed to Chenna, who's more of a physical player, and she's she's older, a few years older, but she's played in different leagues where she's exposed and learned more talent in her repertoire.
Seasoned.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we talked about Ovalle right now, and in that first goal, she did not. Mayor had the assist, but Ovalle had the pass that led to Mayor's assist for that first header, and then she had another assist to Uchenna, and then she had a goal of her own from the free kick.
Yeah, that was nice. She
wanted
laser, it. Dude.
She wanted it.
Yeah, dude, and she's had a great season, man. She's been she's taken over obviously, Maria Sanchez leaving to the Houston or coming here to the Houston Dash was, very tough loss. But Ovalle has stepped up this season. She's improved her decision making, which I thought that was something that she needed to improve on from past seasons. She tends to get a little ahead of herself with the ball and try to hold onto the ball too much because she's got the skill to go by players and she's got the speed.
Yeah.
But I think her decision making has changed this season and allowed her to be more important on offense with all those assists that she has. And then, in this game having, that goal because she's had a spectacular season.
Yeah, man, she's actually probably been my favorite player, probably second favorite player to watch this whole season and the whole league.
Yeah. And I think if she's able to like improve just slightly more on her right foot ability and adding a little bit more of to a repertoire by just maybe being able to slide towards the middle and having a little bit more control of like guiding the offense. I think that would make her a completely different player and escalate her level to a new level. So big expectations for her on my end, and I'm excited for her. She's young Mexican, so hopefully she develops and represents the Mexican national team great in the future.
Well, they had the draw. I don't know if you saw the draw. Where were USA?
Mexico.
Yeah.
Haiti, if I'm not mistaken.
Haiti and Jamaica, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, got to play the best.
Yeah, no, I was actually happy about that because I think this Mexico. I mean, let's be honest, USA is the standard still. So let's go. Let's see where we're at.
Yeah.
Put yourself against and what do you got to do to catch up or you're there or whatever. But I dig it. Like I'm like, yeah, that's what they need.
So another thing that going back to just to finish those points off from this Tigre de Santos game, one of the things that stood out to me is Hannah, the young Mexican player, U20 star, and ex-America player. I'm glad we took her away from you guys. She's really good. She's developed. She's got some speed. I didn't really recognize her speed and her pace on that right side.
Yeah.
She's able to play as a right winger. She can play as a right back, but I think she's secure and locked in her spot at right back because it allowed Bianca Sierra to play left side. Maybe not as great as she normally is on the right side.
No,
but
I noticed that at one point she was like, she came up too, and she was, on the left side. Man, what's she doing there?
I mean, she's a right-footed player, but she's defensively, she's one of the best, and so you got to play her. And even if it's a little uncomfortable for her, play on the left side. But overall, good game for Tigres in the second half. First half was slow. Santos, like we said, had a better half, but Tigres found a way to win, and that's what's important as far as like what we're heading into the end of the season with the race being so tight. So important win, keeps him at second place, and move on to the last game that we got to talk about.
Do we have to? Man, I was disappointed. I think this game could be just qualified by one word described. This disappointing. They're leaving. America's leaving too many points on the table, man. This is a game that they didn't get beat, or they did get beat, but not by their team. They beat themselves. They allowed 35 seconds in, you allow a goal on an errant pass, right outside your box.
33 seconds, man. That's not good at all.
And it's funny because I wrote about this game before it started, and I said Tijuana's best chance is if they can keep America scoreless in the first half, and scoring on them 33 seconds in helps that. Now they weren't able to do it because America did score to end the first half, but I mean they starting the game off like that and then keeping them off the board until the very end of the first half was helped them get that tie that they got. So I was disappointed in the way they, not so much the way that they played, because they played well, they played better, but they've had the same problem not being able to score, and then once you score, it's too late. The team's already you're down, or but we saw Andrea start, which it was weird. I've been wanting to see her start, but she's only played like 15 minutes.
Yeah, the Iceland queen, huh?
Yeah, La Islanda. Yeah. So I mean, like I said, I've been wanting to see more of her, but she played like 2 minutes one game and then like 10 minutes last game, and then they threw her into the starting.
Do you think that they were trying to be patient with her, and I feel like maybe it's more of a something pressure from beyond the head coach, to players, since she was supposed to be a big important signing?
Yeah, it probably is, but I actually agree with it. The excuses I had heard for not playing her were she's still adapting. She's still adapting. Like you're not gonna adapt at practice. You gotta
You got
play
to
the game.
play.
Yeah, there's been other games where they could have brought her in at a sub late to get her, build her up for minutes.
I think that comes down to like coach management. Like, what do you how well do you know your players?
Yeah.
When can you bring them in and allow them to have the best chance to succeed? And especially with a player like that, with that hype, coming from the NWSL, and with the team and the expectations that the teams had at the beginning of the season with the signings, I think it has been not handled the best way. um, there could be other things that we don't know about. Maybe she's has a injury lingering, something that she's not at her best fit wise, but got to start finding minutes for her, especially going to the playoffs, because she's really talented. So got to
Yeah,
find
she
a way
is.
to
I mean,
play.
she showed a little bit of it. Really, she was a non-factor, but I don't really think that's her fault. But yeah, I mean, she showed a little here and there. There was Nikki started for them, which was a little surprising. She has speed, she has potential. She doesn't have a finish. She doesn't have a touch at the end.
Yeah.
But I think she's gonna be really important this coming up season. So I guess it made sense for her. And like I said, the team didn't play bad. I'm not disappointed in the way they played overall, but I'm disappointed of the mistakes that they made.
Yeah, mistakes, own goal, 33 seconds, giving up a goal. That's not a good way to start for a team like America. But, there are some positives. Katy Martinez broke her scoring drought, tied the game up.
Yep. Yeah, yeah, with the assist from Lubert, and then Gambero scored.
Yeah, which, we were talking a little bit about this right before we started recording, which I think that she is the MVP of the team this year. First season, has killed it on the flanks, being active with the buildup of the offense, scored some great goals from outside of the box. She's assisted, and, she's being relevant in terms of like the conversation that's being talked about as, who are the important players for Club America, especially with the expectations surrounding the team. So I think she's been, if not the best player, the second best player on the team, but I think she's been the most important player on the team for sure.
Yeah, I mean, she's up there. Her. I mean, obviously, Katy, that goes without saying, and I mean, really, the three front players, Sarah Lubert too, which is I'm counting down the days. I'll be gone.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big loss for you guys, but you get Alison Gonzalez back, so.
Well, we're not bad. We just get her.
Yeah. So, and you talk, you bring you being Adam Schefter out here with Cynthia Peraza maybe going there. So
We'll
who
see.
knows? Might build up another squad pretty soon here. But overall, good game. Any final thoughts on that game?
I mean, they just put themselves in a bad position on the table, which we're going to talk about. Right now, you're putting yourself in fourth place, going up against fifth place Pachuca, who's really good, man. Pachuca can go.
Yeah.
And I mean, it kind of for us, we were talking about it's gonna be an enjoyable last game. Tigres versus America might not be so much. I mean, you never know. There's still 2 games left. Tigres could lose, and then that could set up. If America wins, that could set up, some type of important game right there.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna heat up as we get into the last end of the season. But let's look at the table real quick, just to kind of go run it down. Monterrey sits in first place with 42 points. No one's bringing them down. They're locked in at number 1. Tigres, but Tigres and Monterrey do play this week, so that could be something shaky there. But I'm expecting a tie there. But we'll get into that a little later. Then you got Tigres at 37 points. You got Guadalajara or Chivas at 37 points. That's tight, obviously tie there. And then Club America with 33 points, followed by Pachuca with 29 points, and then Atlas with 24. The 1 through 5 race has been tied all year, but Rayadas has been obviously the team that has separated themselves or created some distance from the beginning.
It's really been 2 through 5.
2 through 5, and more so through 2 through 4 at times, because Pachuca and America have kind of rotated at being like on the outside looking in at the top 4 spots. Yeah. But at least as a recent. And Do you think it's going to end the way that it is now? Monterrey, Tigres, Chivas, America, Pachuca, or do you see something different?
No, I believe it's gonna stay the same. I mean, I'd like it for change, and let it Medica slides up to that third spot. But nah, I think it's gonna stay pretty much. I'm just curious who's gonna take the last two. Right, the last two are still open.
Yeah, the last two. Absolutely. We got Toluca on the seventh spot with 19 points. Tijuana, the Cholas, 18 points. San Luis, 17 points. Puma, 16 points. Cruz Azul, 15 points. Querétaro, 15 points. Necaxa, 14 points. Puebla, 12 points. León, 12 points. Juarez. Dude, you can even, I mean, I would, that seventh through what? Shoot, 10 spot, maybe?
Yeah, I think Tijuana gets in for sure.
Yeah, I mean they played pretty good and they put up a fight against the big clubs in the
Yeah,
league. But I mean, I overall, man, the season has been really competitive. Like, obviously, we watch Tigres in America the most, and it hasn't been really easy, especially with the talent that these teams have, at least the top five teams. It's definitely a big separation from the rest of the teams, and yet the season has been quite competitive overall.
yeah. I think one thing that's hurt it though is all the stop and go from the FIFA break.
Yeah, which that wasn't the case in previous seasons. So,
I mean, you
I'm
got qualifiers, so
but I think that it kind of favors, like it allows like the teams that don't have the competitive edge with the talent or the
yeah,
high profile players to like have a little bit more of a chance at either competing.
yeah, that's true. I really didn't think about it that way, but yeah, no, that's actually a good point.
Yeah, I mean the league's on the rise, man. And eventually it'll be a lot more back and forth. But I think that over the last 5 seasons or 5 years at this, or I think 6 years now, if I'm not mistaken, 2016. It's when we started.
Yeah, 16.
So 6 years now. I think this is the season where obviously you have your teams that are expected to win, but it's been some really good flashes from even the lower teams of soccer.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I think it's has this surpassed the league here in the states as far as like popularity?
Mm,
I would say yes. Like
really,
overall,
that's a good conversation. I think we should definitely have that conversation and look into that more, because you
I
could
mean,
be right. I mean, the exposure that the Liga MX on the men's side gives you allows the fans to fluctuate towards the women's side.
yeah. I mean, and also, the games are more available. We kind of complain about, man, you can't watch this game now that with the VIX deal, it's gonna be a little easier. But we were, earlier in the season, we were complaining about, man, we can't get the game.
Yeah.
But I don't know where to watch the women's game here in the states. Like I saw the Angel City or no, wherever Morgan plays, and that drew a lot. That drew like 400,000 viewers.
And just, yeah, I mean, that's going to be the new powerhouse in the league, I think.
Yeah. So, but other than that, they're like on Paramount.
Yeah.
I don't have Paramount Plus. I already have too much other subscriptions. I'm not gonna get it.
Yeah. No kidding. But anyways, moving on. We got some good games coming up. The one that obviously stands out to me are the Atlas Chivas games, which is the Clásico Tapatío, and then Rayadas Tigres, Clásico Regio, but also not being a Clásico, but that America Pachuca game. Holy shit, man. For all the marbles.
Yeah, they could probably swap places, by the end of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, they're probably, even if they do swap places, they're gonna end up playing each other. They're gonna be matched up.
Yeah, no.
4 or 5. So cool, I guess. You get to see someone before the games really matters. You can kind of adjust your game
And study the rival.
Yeah, yeah,
No, I think these last two games of the season are super important for that, for the playoffs. Heading into the playoffs, you got to have your good form. Got to know your potential rivals. So, and the high quality of matches the last 2 games. So, very important. It's going to really matter going into the playoffs. That Atlas Chivas game, that Clásico Tapatío, who you got?
I have Atlas.
Really?
I like the way they play.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go with the favorable or choice here, and I'm going to go Chivas, and I'm calling it. Licha Cervantes scores 2 goals, locks in that scoring title, heading into the
I'm
finals.
actually thinking more of a tie, though, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
A 1-1 tie or a 2-2 tie?
2-2.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick, I don't know. I just something about Atlas. Just I got a hunch.
Yeah, they tend to stay in matches. They got a good competitive spirit. The girls do for sure. 2-2 is not bad. I'm going 2-1 Chivas.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's probably the more likely result. But
Mhm.
I think I don't know. I think Atlas
Atlas
gonna.
pulls up the upset.
Yeah, maybe not, but at least a tie, which would probably would does that be considered an upset?
Yeah, kind of. They're
I
definitely
feel
Chivas
Chivas
has a
would not feel good about themselves
yeah.
if
I
they tie.
mean, dude, 6 goals in 15 games
Yeah.
given up. So I definitely rate them high. But Rayadas Tigres, which who you got in that Clásico?
I got Rayadas, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I tend to I agree with you. I think that with Tigres, I thought that they had figured it out for a little while there as far as you know, playing style and like getting everybody, good chemistry. There was a lot of subs made from the FIFA break, in the starting lineup, which kind of disrupted the form of the team. And I feel like you don't know what you're gonna get out of Tigres, and I think that's kind of has been this season, like for the most part, or at least 50% of the time, you're not getting the confident, dominant team, and that's obviously expected with the rise of quality in other teams. But I think that Rayadas from week one to now has been the most consistent with their playing style. Great offense, good defense. So I think that it definitely is a tight game. Um, and I'm thinking it's going to be probably a 2-1, probably just like the Clásico Tapatío, Rayadas.
And you're gonna feel real bad if Tigres pulls it off betting against your own team.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm kind of riding the wave of the energy from the men's game that they lost tonight. So not really high on this game for Tigres Femenil, especially that first half against Santos, was not good at all. And like, I think that overall with the game transitioning, I think, the quality stood out, but you can't do that against a Rayadas team because, they're a team that can go head to head in terms of talent with you.
Yeah, here's what I think helped them against Santos that they won't be able to do against Monterrey is Santos went out there and played with their heart, but your heart when you play with your heart, you're playing like at 100% with your body, and once that second half comes, you start to get tired and those legs start to feel heavy, and talent's always gonna beat that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you. Talent versus talent. And I think that the team in better form wins 2-1. Calling it now. And then lastly, that other game that kind of looking forward to, then that's important for the standings, obviously, like we mentioned, is that America Pachuca game, and it's being played in Pachuca, correct?
Yes.
So the America has to go on the road. Hopefully, we're right on that. Possibly could be right on that. I think they play at home actually at Azteca.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but either way, they gotta win.
Oh yeah, because they were away. They were away
Mhm.
yesterday. Yeah, that's right. I
Yeah,
remember.
they're at Azteca, 33 points by Club America, 29 points for Club Pachuca, like we stated a little while ago. What do you expect out of this game? What do you think the result will be?
I don't know what to expect because the Englishman has been taking me in circles the last couple of weeks with the lineup changes.
Yeah, sporadic for
Yeah.
sure.
So I'll, I'm since this is a team that he's probably gonna play. Um, I would say you're gonna get the return. Uh, Eva to the lineup. She didn't start, and probably Murillo back in the lineup. And then up front's gonna be the same. Kate, you make sure that they're clicking.
And she's got to get some goals, man. She's got to make that race tighter.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I think it's too late for her. She has 9, which I mean, you score 3 and 3, you'll be right up there. But
Dude, she's got to get double digits though. Like she can't allow all these other players to, you know, beat her out like that.
yeah. I would like. Yeah, no, she's gonna score, so she'll be at 10. So, um, I'm gonna go 2-1 America.
I'm going 2-2.
2-2 tie.
2-2 tie. I like both of their offenses. I think Pachuca is slightly the better team in terms of collectiveness, or as a collective unit.
Yeah, they play really well.
And obviously they've had a little bit more chemistry with their players. They didn't have a lot of signings like America did. So I'm going 2-2. I think the game will be a little bit back and forth, with Pachuca being more dangerous and having more chances. But I think that ultimately America stays in the fight, gets that tie, and stays at 4th place.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, man, I won't be mad if they tie. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I think that's the best case scenario for you.
Yeah, no, and the last 2 games, you got to score in the first half. You got to show
Yeah.
If you go into the playoffs like that and you're gonna get beat and you're gonna lose, you're gonna get eliminated in the first half.
Yeah.
I just don't understand because they create chances, man. They create them. I don't know why they just don't want to finish them.
Yeah, I mean they got definitely a potent offense, but Alison Gonzalez will come back and she'll take over that scoring load off of Katy, and Katy can focus more on build up. Okay. So overall, though, looking forward to the weekend. Pretty excited. We'll definitely have a better idea as to how the last game of the season is going to shape up, and we have that matchup Tigres America, which is
so it's going to be in El Volcán.
Yeah. So looking forward to all of that, but I think that's it for tonight. Good games, like we mentioned, and 2 more great games to go for all the teams.
2 more weeks. Yeah, 2 more good weeks, and then it gets really good.
But catches on Twitter, Caught Offsides on Twitter, catches on Instagram, Caught Offsides Pod.
Catches
on TikTok. Yeah.
Caught Offside.
So give us your feedback. Let us know anything that you want to hear or talk about that me and Arnulfo can discuss. But till next time. Peace.